Okay, here we go. We have a little campfire going, ceremonial campfire, because I think it's like full moon in June. At least the moon looked pretty full last night. But here we go. Let's talk about Tantra session T+70. And what's significant about this Tantra yoga session? This is about, I guess I call them tremors or shakes, or I guess I usually call them tremors, but when I do deep breathing and relax in certain yoga positions, I can feel the energy start to move, I guess, but I start to get tremors, and usually it's more abdominal area, I guess, is usually where I kind of sense them. And there was a couple times where it became extended and it moved in other places, which was really interesting, but that's not the topic of this T+71. The topic was, as part of our creating a sacred space, the intent that I put out was, when I'm in easy pose, which is like just sitting cross-legged, Indian style, half lotus, whatever, right, just by myself, that pose, and I'm breathing deeply, is pretty easy for me to start to tremor, shake, and I sense it as energy that's starting just to move through different channels. I don't feel it in any specific pattern or orientation, but it's just fun to witness what the energy is doing when the body just starts to like shake like that, tremor. And on my back, like shavasana, I guess, is a relaxed back pose for yoga. It's something like that. It's pretty not uncommon for me to be able to start getting energy to move and start tremoring. So my intent was, I would like to see if I can't try that in some other positions. And the point was, why can't I do that in other positions, right? And like in plank, right? Something like plank. Like, why can't I'm holding the plank position? Yeah, I don't know about a bridge, but definitely like a plank. It doesn't happen then. So the intent was kind of like, I would like to explore other yoga poses, postures. I don't know which one they are, depends on your lineage, I guess. But like in plank or other thing, to be able to relax enough and breathe deep enough to start to get that energy to move, right? So, because my sense was that, like, you're doing a push-up or a plank, right? You're locked down your core, right? Because you're using all your core, and like I probably don't breathe very much because I'm like straining to keep myself in that position. So that was my intent, was, however it worked out, I'd like to start to explore other yoga posture poses to see if I can't breathe and relax enough in a gentle, caring space. And I'm not trying to force this, but just try to explore and see if I could get some tremors to start, energy to move. That's what I correlated with in those other positions. So that was the intent. And that's I find the wonderful things about creating a sacred space. You put your intents, everyone puts their intents in, their fears, their boundaries, energies to help bring in, energies to take out of your space, and you just let it go, right? You just don't try to like calculate it and coordinate it, you just allow it. So that's what we did. We just like started the yoga practice, and I would say, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes into it, wound up in a plank position. And I wasn't even consciously thinking about trying to relax. I just found myself in that position, but I wound up in that position in a very relaxed, like not holding the core so solid for some reason. I don't exactly remember why, but whatever it was. But then the tremor started and the energy was moving, and it was like so amazing to just be a witness to. Here I'm now in a different posture, which before I could never allow energy to move. So now energy is moving in a different posture. It gives you a different perspective, a different witnessing vantage point. And it just like happened like so automatically. And it was just like, oh my God, this is, not only was it incredible to have that experience of moving energy tremoring in a plank position, but just how easily, without even trying to make it happened just because that was the intent that was put in there. All right, so how does that inform everything? I think twofold. One is to really appreciate and acknowledge creating a sacred space and taking your mind out of it and just, letting it create the space with the intentions and just let it be and see what develops. It's so powerful and awesome. And the second part of that is just to, just having a space where you can put in like just a heartfelt intention that isn't being judged or criticized by myself or someone else. That's what's come in. This is what I like. This is what I've noticed. I'd like to try this. And it's to the point where I try to make it more about my soul experiencing what it needs to experience, right? It just seems like it flows so much better. Get my head in my ass. Get my head out of my ass. Oh, that was pretty funny. They say when you start laughing, you get closer to the truth. All right, end of that one.